Part 1. The Land of the Highlands, Ethiopia's Sacred Landscape. High above the plains of Africa rises a land of mountains and valleys, rivers and plateaus. This is Ethiopia, a country shaped by cliffs and peaks, where the Blue Nile begins its long journey toward the sea, and where fertile highlands cradle villages and kingdoms. The land itself felt sacred. Fields of teff and barley clung to terraces, while churches stood upon mountaintops, their bells echoing across valleys. The rising sun touched the rock faces with gold, and the people looked to the heavens, believing their home was chosen by God. Here, history and myth would entwine like vines upon stone. Part 2. The Queen of Sheba, Myth, Solomon, and Ethiopia's Origins. The origins of Ethiopia are told not only in history, but in legend. The Queen of Sheba, known as Makeda, journeyed to Jerusalem to meet King Solomon. She came with caravans of gold, incense, and jewels. In Jerusalem, she found wisdom and majesty, and from their union a child was born, Menelik, who would one day return to Ethiopia. The tale says that Menelik carried with him a treasure beyond measure, the Ark of the Covenant, the chest of gold that held the tablets of Moses. From that day, Ethiopia claimed descent from Solomon himself. This myth became the heartbeat of Ethiopian kingship, a nation chosen, tied to the Bible, and blessed with divine heritage. Part 3. The Ark of the Covenant, Ethiopia's greatest treasure. Legends whisper that the Ark of the Covenant rests not in Jerusalem, but in Ethiopia, within the ancient city of Axum. There, in a small chapel beside the ruins of mighty obelisks, a single guardian monk watches over it, never leaving its side. The Ark is said to hold the very presence of God. To Ethiopians, its power sanctified their land, making their kingdom a new Israel. Though hidden from sight, its aura shaped Ethiopian identity for centuries. Pilgrims came, stories spread, and even today, the Ark is said to rest within Ethiopia's borders, a mystery that endures through time. Part 4. The Rise of Axum, a Power of the Red Sea. In the first centuries of our era, the Kingdom of Aksum rose in the northern highlands. Its kings commanded trade routes stretching from the African interior to the coasts of the Red Sea. Axum minted coins of gold and silver, stamped with crosses and crowns, proof of its wealth and power. Merchants carried ivory, frankincense, and spices across seas to Arabia, India, and Rome. Greek and Roman writers named Axum one of the great powers of the world, alongside Persia, China, and Rome itself. It was not only a kingdom of warriors, but of merchants, builders, and sailors, whose ships linked Africa to distant lands. Part 5. Obelisks and Monuments, Stone Giants of Axum. Across the city of Axum, massive stone monuments still rise. These are the obelisks, carved from single pieces of granite, some taller than houses. Their faces are etched with patterns that mimic windows and doors, like towers for the dead. Underneath them lay tombs of kings and nobles, their bodies resting in chambers of stone. Each obelisk was a symbol of power, a stairway for the soul, a declaration that Aksum's rulers sought eternity. Even today, these silent giants stand, scarred by time, yet unbroken, guardians of Ethiopia's ancient glory. Part 6. Christian Ethiopia, the conversion of Ezana. In the 4th century, King Ezana of Axum embraced a new faith, Christianity. Guided by missionaries, he declared his kingdom Christian, making Ethiopia one of the first nations on earth to do so. From that day, the cross appeared on Aksum's coins. Churches rose, blending African traditions with the message of the gospel. Priests translated the Bible into Ge'ez, the ancient tongue of Ethiopia, creating one of the world's earliest Christian literatures. While empires rose and fell across the Mediterranean, Ethiopia held firm in its faith. It became a beacon of Christianity in Africa, a land where faith was carved into mountains and written into the hearts of its people. Part 7. Monks and Mystics, the Ethiopian Church. As Christianity deepened its roots, Ethiopia became a land of monks and mystics. High upon cliffs and hidden in valleys, monasteries were carved into rock. Monks fasted, prayed, and copied holy texts in the ancient language of Ge'ez. Their chants echoed through stone halls, their manuscripts gleamed with golden letters and painted saints. Pilgrims climbed steep paths to seek blessings, believing the mountains themselves drew them closer to heaven. The Ethiopian Church was not merely an institution, it was a way of life, a bond between heaven and earth. Part 8. The Zagwe Dynasty, Rock-Hewn Churches of Lalibela. In the 12th century, a new dynasty rose, the Zagwe kings. Among them was King Lalibela, who dreamed of building a new Jerusalem in Ethiopia. From living rock, his people carved churches straight into the earth, connected by tunnels and courtyards. 11 stone churches still stand, shaped like crosses, their walls cut from solid mountain. Pilgrims believed angels worked beside men to complete them. The churches of Lalibela became one of the world's great wonders, a city of faith where stone turned to sanctuary. Part 9. The Solomonic Dynasty, claiming descent from Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. In the 13th century, a new dynasty claimed the throne, the Solomonic line, declaring themselves descendants of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Their story was told in the Kebra Nagast, the Glory of Kings, a sacred book that tied Ethiopia's rulers to the Ark of the Covenant. For centuries, emperors reigned in this lineage, carrying titles not only of kings but of divine heirs. Their legitimacy was both political and spiritual, rulers not only of land but of prophecy. Part 10. Encounters with Islam, Wars and Alliances. Ethiopia, though strong, was never alone. To its east and south, Muslim sultanates rose, leading to centuries of conflict and alliance. At times, Ethiopia fought wars for survival. At other times, it traded and lived in peace. In the 16th century, armies of the Muslim leader Ahmed Gran swept across Ethiopia, burning churches and shaking the kingdom to its core. Salvation came with help from faraway Portugal, whose muskets turned the tide. The encounter with Islam shaped Ethiopia's destiny: conflict, coexistence, and resilience. Part 11. Ethiopia in the Modern Age, Kings and Emperors. As the age of empires spread across Africa, Ethiopia stood unique. Under Menelik II, the empire modernized its armies and resisted European conquest. In 1896, at the Battle of Adwa, Ethiopian warriors defeated the Italians, shocking the world and proving that Africa could resist colonial rule. Later, under Haile Selassie, Ethiopia entered the modern era, standing as a symbol of African independence and pride. Though invaded again during World War II, Ethiopia endured, its sovereignty unbroken. Part 12. Legacy of Faith and Mystery, the Eternal Ethiopia. Ethiopia's story is both earthly and divine. Its kings claimed the blood of Solomon. Its land cradles churches cut from stone, monasteries perched upon mountains, and whispers of the Ark of the Covenant hidden within Axum. It is a land where myth and history walk side by side, where the cross shines in ancient manuscripts, where the faithful still gather in Lalabella's shadow, and where the mountains echo prayers that have lasted for 2,000 years. Ethiopia endures as a mystery, a treasure of Africa, and a living testament to faith, resilience, and eternal legacy.